Hi there, Chef Jeff here from White Apron Catering in Lake Worth. We're going to start on a little pasta series for you. Today we're going to do potato gnocchis. I'm going to kind of do these like my mom used to make them, so you're going to have to go with me on that. We're going to start with about 2 pounds of potatoes. I've gone ahead and boiled these up. We just boil them up, steam them up, get them ready to go, and then I'm going to run them through my food mill. You want them nice and smooth, you can push them through a ricer if you like that, or a sieve, or whatever else. But we're just going to run them through the old food mill and get them all nice and smooth. And we're going to add a little. I like to add a little ricotta to them. I find this makes them a little bit lighter. Sometimes they can be a little bit there. So once we get that all done, get those last little bits. But I find the food mill makes them nice and smooth, and that's what you're really looking for. So we've got a nice smooth mixture there. And we're going to add about a cup of the ricotta. And just mix that all in. And I do 1 egg. I find 1 egg is about all you need for this. We're going to mix that in. Okay, and at this point, I'm going to want a little salt. A little sprinkle of some sea salt in there. And then we take this mixture and we're just going to put this right out onto the board. I'm not going to start with all that. For the 2 pounds of potatoes, you're going to want about 2 cups of flour. So we're just going to start, and we're just going to put the flour right on top of there, and you're going to get your hands, dig your hands right in there, and just go right with it. And I find a little plastic pastry thing works great for that, because you're just going to fold it in until it's not so sticky, and then you're going to keep folding it in. You're going to want the consistency of a nice dough. You're going to want it to where it's not sticking to your hands, but still enough that it's going to hold together. So you just keep folding it in and out. You don't really want to knead it because you don't want to make it tough. Just fold it in. And see how it's starting to come together there? That's exactly what we're looking for. Just roll it in. And if you feel it sticking to your hands, grab a little more flour, put that on there. And all these little pieces that are falling off, scoop them right back on there. Because that's what we're looking for. And so you just keep incorporating a little more flour in there until you get that dough mixture just like you want it. And it's going to be nice and smooth and not sticky. And that's starting to stick a little bit more, so we're going to add just another little touch of flour. And you're probably going to fold this in for about 3 or 4 minutes. You know, like I said, however long it takes you to get the flour in that you need. And you get it to a nice workable consistency that's going to stay together. And then from there, we're just going to work it into, we're going to roll like little rope logs or dowels or little sticks of it. And I've got that just about where we want it now. Take that, and then from here, you're going to want a piece, I find about the size of a baseball works good. You know, you can always work with a smaller piece or, cut it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to roll that into a nice a little dowel. Roll that into a little rope. And you're going to want it about as big as your thumb, or my thumb, or however that. Turns out too long for the board, just cut it. Just save that one. We'll get back to that one. There you go. So we've got a nice little rope of that. They're kind of like a dumpling, but it's a pasta made from potato. So you get them about like that, and then you just cut them. And you're going to want to cut these about as long as the first digit of your thumb. Just little pieces. And now from these, you can take and you can roll them up any way you like them. You can leave them just like that, but you're going to want to put a little print. My mom always did, Nana always did a little thumbprint in them. So that's quite all right. You're going to want something, this will help hold the sauce. So you're going to, that's why you do something in them. Take those, sprinkle them a little flour to keep them from sticking on those edges where we just cut. And you just lay them all in a pan. We got a pan here that we're just going to separate them out a little bit. So you've got that. Another thing you can do is if you want to give them a little more polished look, again, I think it depends what you're looking for. You can do the same thing. You're going to roll them into a little knot, and they make a special little gnocchi board. It's a little wooden board. I don't use one of those. I've got a little crinkle cutter that I use, but you can take that same thing and you just roll. Just give them a little roll, and they get a little shape to them. And again, the little indents are going to help the gnocchis hold the sauce when you cook them. Now these, fresh like this, they're going to cook really fast. You throw these right into some salted water, and they're gonna cook. Bring them up to a take your salted boiling water, pop them in, let them go about 30 seconds after they come up to the top, and they're good to go. Scoop them out with a little slotted spoon or whatnot, and they're good. I'd say before you cook these, though, you want to go ahead and let them dry out a little bit on that pan. Maybe let them dry for a half an hour before you cook them. The beauty part is you can also freeze these. Take and dust them with lots of flour and go ahead and make them ahead, and then you can freeze them up. They cook perfect from frozen. Almost better, I would say. But you go ahead and do that, and you can make them ahead, cook them off. When you're cooking them from the frozen, throw them in the same thing. Pull them right out of there. You can bag them up once they're frozen solid and separate. Throw them in a bag, but then pull them out, toss them into your boiling water. Those you're going to want to let cook for about a minute, minute and a half once they come up to the top, because they're going to need to cook a little bit more. Slotted spoon and just throw them right with your favorite sauce. Of course, I like a little red gravy with that, or a little pesto cream. Any of those are good. But this is the first step of your pasta, is to go ahead and make the pasta up. And then from there, we'll roll with the rest of the dinners. So, I've got my work cut out for me. I'm going to keep making these up, but I really appreciate you watching me make the potato gnocchis, and hope you enjoy them. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. This is Chef Jeff from White Apron Catering in Lake Worth, 585-2985. Thank you.